learned a lot. And those of you who know me know that I'm one that expects everyone to follow the rules, and I treat everyone the way I would want to be treated. So I'm coming to you because I know that board members are not to be directly involved in personnel issues. I know that that's the rule, and this board has done a very good job of adhering to that, because in the past, you know, the board would kind of lean on principles here and there to make certain things happen. So I've tried to come back into our school system as an employee more than once. Once was a few years ago for a position that I interviewed for, and then the position was dissolved, and that's okay. I tried not to take it personally and went on. That was a few years ago. But then just lately, I wanted to come back into the classroom in South Platte, actually in a math job, which is right where I started. My second year teaching was right here when this was Port Sulphur High School, and I taught 7th and 8th grade math. And I was a really good 7th and 8th grade math teacher. So when, after my run for parish president, I decided I wanted to work in my parish. I want a job somewhere in my parish. I've worked all over. I've worked for Smart Technologies, the company that created the smart board. I was one of their reps. I represented 4 states and trained people on how to use the smart board. I want to work in my parish. So I went to the website, lateach.net, and I saw that there was a job at South Platte for 8th grade math. Now I have one of those old lifetime teaching certificates that it's good for my whole life as long as I'm teaching consistently. But if it's been more than 5 years, you can hire me as a certified person. And I'm certified as an educational diagnostician, a special ed teacher, mild, moderate, and severe profound. And I'm also certified elementary education. So I know that if you were to hire me now, I would have to take some classes, and I don't have a problem with that. So I emailed Human Resources, and I was told that the job was being filled by someone from Mississippi that was moving to New Orleans. And I said, well, I'm happy to take the job, because even knowing that you're going to be laying people off, I was just wanting the job till the end of the school year. But that's okay. So then, a couple of weeks later, I go to the website again, and that South Platte High 8th grade math job is still there. And there's a special ed job. So now there are 2 jobs, and I can do both of them. So I emailed again, and I was told that the interviews had been held. And then I emailed back, does that mean they're filled? And I was told that yes, indeed, they were filled. So now I've done a little searching on my own, and I'm getting a conflicting report. And I'm here tonight not just to whine on my own behalf, but I've heard that this had happened before. I've heard stories from friends of mine who had friends that had just graduated and they'd applied and didn't get a job until somebody could make a phone call. And I thought, oh, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. So all I'm saying is this was my experience. You have a woman who has devoted her entire life to this parish. I served 16 years on your school board. Prior to that, I was 9.5 years as a teacher and as an ed diagnostician. I went on and had my own business as a vocational counselor. I'm very well-versed in technology and education. I've worked for several technology companies, and I would love to work even in a classroom. I want to be superintendent. I don't want to, just go in a classroom and teach 30 kids till the end of the school year. I thought I could help get ready for testing. So I'm here. I'm applying for a job, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. We have Ms. Michelle Wilcox.
Hello, I'm Michelle Wilcox. I wanted to take this opportunity to let you all know that myself and about 3 or 4 other women in Plaquemines have gotten together to try and ensure the financial future of the schools, the fire department, and our parish government as far as taxes are concerned. We have been asking for 6 years if all the sales taxes were being collected in Plaquemines, and we get points there, we get all kind of roadblocks. Well, we have, after all these years, have kind of worked through some of them. What we're understanding right now is that there are about 18 lucrative, huge businesses in Plaquemines Parish who may not have paid all of every year's sales tax, and Ppsb gets 26% of the sales tax for the parish. 54% goes to the state, 10% goes to the fire department, and the other 10% goes to the Plaquemines Parish government. I've been to Louisiana Department of Revenue myself, with the internal auditor and with the late Cormier, Mr. Cormier, president. And they are indeed, we do not have record of any of them paying. So while we get on film at the council meeting and we're being threatened and all this stuff, there's a reason behind what we're doing. And the reason is because our parish should not be in the state that it's in. We were once the richest parish. Every dime that is owed to this parish, I'm gonna find it. We're gonna find it. And what I'm asking from you all is, nothing more than, we don't wanna lay teachers off. We don't wanna have, the biggest thing that we have going for us in this parish is education, is our kids, and we have to keep investing in their future. So the questions, the long stares, the innuendos, being asked to leave meetings and all that stuff, it's all scare tactics. I'm not going anywhere, we're not going anywhere. And if anybody wants to get in touch with us, because when we do find out about this money, we're not talking about sales tax in the amount of thousands a year. We're talking millions that has not been collected for 8 years for certain businesses. That is a lot of money. And it's a lot of things we can do with that money, like build up South Platte, build up down the road, build up East Bay, where the money is needed. We don't have recreation on the East Bay. We can't get the pools fixed at the YMCA. We still have people that are still in trailers and kids that don't have a library. Anyway, my point being is that when you see us at meetings, don't prejudge us for asking the questions, the hard questions, the things that people don't want to ask. I'm very well aware that they don't like when I get up to the microphone. I'm there. I've never been rude or ugly, and I'm okay with that too. I'm not in the market for friends. I'm in the market to help this parish. I did it by running for sheriff. I did it by helping the council all these years because that's what I feel like I should do. My kids all graduated from Belchase. My sister's on the school board. My kids, my daughter works in education. Every dime that we find, 26% of it is yours. We don't want to have to lay off people. And we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. But if you have any questions or concerns, because we're supposed to get an update on Friday, we're going to be letting Ms. Audrey know the update on the money. So when we say, hey, we got a check, 26% of it is yours. And we need to make sure that it continues to go to the children in the school. And if you have any thing that you think we should know about or where to look or anything that may concern you, get in touch with your council person, Ms. Audrey, John Bartholomew, the head of the council right now, or any of the attorneys, just call the parish office. Or you can look at us up on Facebook. Our Facebook's patrolled every day. I enjoy the welcome visits. It's okay, there's nothing on there. But anyway, so that is my goal, is to make sure that we get all the money that is owed to us by everybody. And I'm not talking about people who own businesses here. I'm talking about people who have come here and set up shop who have not paid. That's wrong. And it's not fair to our kids, because the kids are our future and so is the school system. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Ms.
Wilcox.
Wilcox. We appreciate that effort.
Ms. Wilcox. Do you have documentation on companies that didn't pay their
Yes, sir, I
taxes? Mr. Russo, we have, the sheriff department is the one who collects taxes for us.
No.
Wait up, hold on. He said yes, you say no.
The sheriff's office collects the Avalorum tax.
Okay.
I've met with the sheriff. He actually called me in for a meeting. Sharon and I and Phil went to speak to him. And there is, a deputy who was gonna be assigned to go around and check occupational license. And everybody knows that your occupational license is based off of your sales tax for the prior year. The problem is the 26, and I'm just gonna say, the 26 borrow pits that I am referring to, only 5 of them have occupational license and permits. That means there's 18 outstanding. Permit fee is $10,000 a year, times the 5 years backwards that nobody's paid for 18 pits comes to $900,000 more of just the permit fees, okay? Occupational license, they actually have to show their sales tax to get an occupational license. So while 18 of them have not turned in their occupational license, one has to wonder, did they not show their sales tax? Or did they ever pay it? And there's this great confusion that because you're digging and mining borrow for the government for a levy, that your sales and tax exempt. That is not true. We put together a packet, and I have one for the school board, where it shows clearly from the Army Corps of Engineers, and I've had many meetings with them. It states on their website, this is where I printed this all from. I don't have no hidden agenda. I don't go around collecting documents that don't belong. Everything I have is public record. On there it states, no contractor shall contract directly with the Corps of Engineers. That is the only way you can be tax exempt. Third party clay that's bought, you have to pay sales tax. The other thing is every time a dump truck leaves Plaquemines Parish, they're supposed to be fined $1,000. That's not happening. Also, we also have a road usage fee tax that is supposed to be collected per truck, per ton. Sunday morning, we followed about 400 trucks out of the parish to a place in Marrero where they're filling in another borrow pit, but they're using our borrow, which is fine. But you have to follow the rules. There is a compliance rule. You have to get a variance to travel out of the parish. You also have to pay the road usage fee, and if you don't have a variance, then you have to backfill your pit, which costs more than actually digging. So while we have all these pits down here from West Point, Lahash, to the Earth, are our school kids benefiting from this? No. And that I have a problem with. That's my only concern. And then too, they're not backfilling. So if you have a child that goes and plays in a borrow pit, let's hope they don't drown if it's filled with water. Let's hope that there's not toxic chemicals that we don't know what's in them. And this is the problem. They haven't been monitored for so long. We have hired a monitoring company, however, we haven't seen any reports that give this information. So what we did for women, we have put together a compliance package, followed by the Army Corps of Engineers and attorneys and a forensic auditor that we have sought out ourselves and sat down with and made a compliance package. That will be presented to the parish council and to the school board and to the fire department and to the state. And the lady that we're working with the state is going to make sure that the state gets their money, because they also have not been paid. And they weren't very happy about that. So, any other questions? I'm sorry.
Ms. Bynum, well, when are you going to have this packet ready?
It is ready, and we have it. And Friday, we're having an updated meeting, and the attorney and I have a meeting with LDR about who is currently paying, and Ms. Val Reyes from the permit department with Mr. Mike Metcalf. We've met with them, and they've given us a paper showing how many pits, who's paid, who's in compliance with the permits and the occupation license. We have all that ready as well, and we will give that to y'all as well, because we want y'all to follow this. There's money owed to you. Let's get it.
Well, anytime anyone want to bring us some money, the school board is ready to take it.
And I would love to be, we would love to be those people, because we do this for no other reason. We love our parish. But I think all of the parish needs to flourish, not just Belchicks. I can't even get out of my street. I don't want to get in that. We need to make sure that every other entity is built up and that our education for those children are as up to par as everything else. And you should get your fair share of the money.
Yeah, Ms. Wilcox, I agree with you. I was told that the sheriff was gonna send somebody to try to go to the industries that were not paying taxes. And you're right, a lot of them are not paying taxes.
And it's quite sad, because I know like the first kid that we left, because we left there right before he got there. Before he left there was 50 calls coming in on his phone threatening him. I know what it's like. I'm just gonna say, I haven't went away. It's been 8 years. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not trying to be ugly, I'm not trying to be hard, but you know what? We've let our parish get to this point. People need to step up. You know what? If we have to follow one rule, we're gonna follow it all. Everybody should follow it. And if we don't all follow it, then this is where your other stuff comes. It's not fair, it's not right. And there are a lot of great people in our parish. So we shouldn't have to fight for what's ours with money. I don't care who you are, what political clique you belong to, you know, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. We're all fighting for the same thing as survival. And I don't think education is our best foot forward right now. We don't need to go backwards. That's just my opinion.
Thank you so much.
I just wanna say, my dump truck wasn't one putting all that mud outside the
Let
back.
me make something perfectly clear. The entities that I'm speaking of, they don't reside here. They're from other states and other places. It's not our
No.
people. Thank you very much, yes.
And I'm
what
so
I'm saying
glad
is-
you're addressing those borrowers.
Yeah, because I think I dirt is, it's very expensive. I could have done it more, I should have done it years ago. However, the people here, our parish residents, they have paid. I'm talking about ones that have not paid. That's what I'm addressing. So we need our money. They want to come here and work, we want our money.
I got a question for you, Ms. Wilcox.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's the breakdown? Who's missing the ball? I mean,
Okay.
you referred the gray area of the permitting, which I read about, because we've been getting emails from some gentleman that has kind of filled us in.
Mr. Rowan.
So my question is, why is that there, and how come all the
Okay.
not eating it up?
Well, the reason that there is because there's been 3 borrow pit ordinances in this parish. It started out with 18-1, it went to 12-238, and now it's at 12-238 with amendments. Each one is more convoluted than the next. It should be pretty crystal clear. It's not. So what happens is, we have compliance as a parish that says we need someone to go out and check. Do you have fences? Do you have signage? The problem is that who is supposed to enforce it? If Joe Blow goes out if you go out from the council, any councilman goes out and says, hey, I need to make sure you're in compliance, they're just gonna look at you and laugh. If you send out a man in uniform with a badge on and say, hey, I'm from the sheriff's office, you think that they would at least work with them. Problem is enforcing that ordinance. Now, you have some people who think they're exempt from the ordinance. You have people who think they're grandfathered in. This has been convoluted. And every time they ask a question, all the attorneys sit there and look at each other because we've changed hands, you know, with the parish president, obviously. So they need to decide which borrow pit ordinance we're under right now. If you're grandfathered in, how far back do you need to be? It's not that complicated. And if you aren't grandfathered in, you owe money back from 2012. So if you didn't pay occupational and permit fees from 2012, but you owe taxes from 2012 to present. That's 5 years of taxes with 1 borrow pit, maybe owing between $1 million and $2 million just in 1 year sales tax times however many, I don't even want to think, my brain can't even function right now with that. That's how much money our parish is splitting. Our fire department now has EMS underneath it. They have no money. Parish government has no money. Recreation has no money.
The whole parish, not
No, that's what I'm saying, and so we keep laying off the grass cutters and the people that we need, essential personnel, because we don't have any money, but nobody wants to talk about where it's at. Well, I've been screaming this for 8 years, so now's my time, okay, let's dig in. If we gotta go here, we gotta go there, then we're gonna do it. And if it takes 4 women to do it, I don't care, if it takes 5 men to help us, if anybody wants to help, we're open to suggestion. We've been making the meetings and doing the stuff ourselves. I just wanna be able to have something for my grandkids, which I have 2, to be able to be proud of and call home like we did when we were little. And I just don't see that happening right now. Not with the way we are. We're ready to fall off the end of the earth with the holes in the mud and the coastal erosion, and nobody wants to do anything. They all want to talk about it, they all want to fight about it, and nobody wants to do anything. So show us the money. Give us your money to come work here, and let our schools and our parish flourish, and then y'all can play footsie someplace else. That's all I'm asking. You know, the other companies is what I mean, not our people. But anyway, that's what I want. I mean, I don't think that's asking too much. I mean, you know, that's just my opinion, but anyway, that's where it lies. Right now, we're trying to determine if Friday's supposed to be the day. We are having a borrow pit advisory meeting at the library for 10 o'clock. Anybody is welcome, and we're supposed to get those answered on who is actually supposed to enforce the rule. Is it sheriff's office and or the parish, or both of them together, or should they hire someone to enforce it? But we've done that, and they've done not much. So I doubt that it'll be somebody that would hire. It's gonna have to be sheriff's office with hand in hand with the parish government. That's my belief.
I cannot make Friday, I know that do my job, but is there a way that you can maybe email me or the board?
I'll be Facebooking that live Friday, and it'll be posted right
You
on.
unfriended me, so.
No, I did not unfriend you. I did not unfriend you. The whole council thinks so too. I didn't want any of them on my page, but it'll be up on Facebook Live, Daniel. So there you have it. And you can watch it on there. Okay, anything else? If Anybody?
Thank you.
No, if you need more people to come scream, I'm advocating for education. If you need more people to come, I'll come scream.
I think the screaming for the kids is gonna be our loudest thing, because right now, recreation and school with our kids is the biggest thing, and the more people we have on board with collecting the taxes, the better off recreation and the school is gonna be, because I cannot see cutting any teacher in position. We wanna create more positions. We get this money, you're gonna have to bring on more people. I mean, and you'll be able to have more jobs, so that's what our goal is.
I definitely hope you're right.
Well, I would bet my 4 children that I'm that positive. When you see it in black and white, it makes your head spin. I'm that positive that we have the proof to get our money. Now, the bottom line is who's gonna help us enforce it? So, and the IRS doesn't care who you are, I don't think so. Doesn't matter, they'll just get their money. But I'm hoping.
Thank you, Ms. Wilcox.
Thank you, Ms. Wilcox. Item number 8.0, date, time, and location of next meeting will be Monday, May 16th.
Oh, we can turn it on.